DeSanto Propane is 4 generations strong as a trustworthy family-owned business with unmatched customer service. Go online at DeSantoPropane.com for more info or call toll-free at 1-800-752-4574. Since 1937, the difference has been DeSanto Propane.
Hello, everybody. Welcome into Fresh Takes with Russo and Felice. I am Paul Russo. Nick Felice is with me. Today we go into the history of Bowflex. Nah, I'm just kidding. Inside joke. But,
Yes, it is.
oh, man. Week 2 in the NFL gave us headlines, a lot of them for all the wrong reasons. We got to see the injury bug officially kind of bite and dig in. So we got that. Some other headlines from the NFL to discuss. Picks for the week. Some college football. The appetizer weekend, I'm calling it, leading into next weekend. So plenty to get to, and we'll address the I'm having a mind
Me not being here next week.
Well, right, housekeeping, that's the word I was looking for. Got some housekeeping to attend to at the end of this one in regards to next week, where you won't be here next. So yeah, I had to think. My brain for every reason was just like, I know it's something in the realm of housekeeping, but like cleaning, house maintenance, like I was just, yeah. Housekeeping. You might be hearing that, though.
Yeah, yes, I will.
So, hey, first, thank a couple more of our sponsors, including Finger Lakes Partners Insurance. Get the insurance you need from the people you know at Finger Lakes Partners Insurance, the Finger Lakes Insurance agency for your home, auto, or business. Get a no-obligation quote today at fingerlakesinsurance.com. And Lil John and Barbie Orthodontics. Dr. Lil John and Dr. Barbie and their outstanding orthodontic team share a common goal to ensure the overall wellness of each of their patients through their exceptional orthodontic care. You can check them online at littlejohnortho.com. Yeah, my words there for a minute, Nick.
But you're ready to go.
Great stuff. Yeah, we're ready to go. Yeah, NFL Week 2. The injury bug week, kind of dug in a little bit here. Not that that's the only headlines, right? But it kind of felt like coming out of especially Monday night, where we saw Khalil Mack's arm go direction I didn't want it to see go. It's like, okay, week 2 is going to be the injury bug week. You had Mack obviously with that. Joe Burrow, Jayden Daniels on Thursday night. Eckler, I guess too, if you want to go even deeper down the line. Tends to happen, obviously, in the NFL, and week 2 was the week this year that I guess it really kind of showed up in a bigger way.
McCarthy.
Yeah, so just brutal stuff. I think probably the Burrow one I would lean on probably being the biggest one of them all, only for the fact that the timeline on that is more of a guaranteed, and we know it's going to be pretty long, right? At least 3 months, the turf toe issue. Going with Jake Browning as the number 1 could be worse for Cincinnati, if I'm being totally honest. I mean, Browning's 4-3 as a starter. He knows what to do. He looked pretty good when he had to go in for Burrow in the game against Jacksonville. Obviously isn't ideal, no, but there could be worse things, I think, if you're the Bengals in this situation to be worried about if you're back up with somebody else.
Yeah, it's that, and the Bengals actually got off to a good start this year.
Yeah.
And to lose Burrow kind of sucks for them. But what was it? A couple years ago, we had felt like 20 quarterbacks got hurt. It was just a few.
Yeah, whatever it was.
Not too long ago. It was a lot of quarterbacks got hurt. And you already mentioned 3 names there, with Burrow, Daniels, your boy, and McCarthy going down, but along with other people like Mack. Yeah, but that's the sport they play. The NFL has been noted for injuries for a long, long time, pretty much ever since the sport got invented. But that's the risk they take when they go out there, and it just so happens you hope you don't be the one that gets hurt. Burrow, we saw this. I think he was one of the ones a couple years ago that was out from pretty much the whole season, and here he is again with pretty much the entire regular season he's going to be out for, and it's a big loss for Daniels and McCarthy. They'll be back, but they're not as big as Burrow's injury. But It's just the idea that the Bengals actually got off to a good start, and now they got to lean on Jake Browning. I mean, the offense is still there to be successful.
Yeah.
Jake Browning's just he's gonna have to sling the ball.
Yeah, and like I said, he did a pretty good job of that when he had to go in. Obviously, Chase and Higgins aren't going to be any different. Chase Brown behind him is not going to be any different. It's just like it's probably more the matter, right, of he's not Joe Burrow at the end of the day. So if there is positives, right, he's been here a while as that backup for the Bengals. Like I said, he's 4-3 as a starter for the Bengals when he's had to go in for Burrow before. It's not, like I said, if you're the Bengals, there are far worse positions you probably could have been in with a backup quarterback. And that's just kind of the way it is right now.
And you're thinking, wow, my team's healthy. Man, we're lucky. You gotta stay positive and hopefully, not to predict injuries here, but what if like a Josh Allen or a Lamar Jackson went down? Then they're in the same situation Cincinnati is.
Yeah. And probably, frankly, Buffalo's probably on a better plane than Baltimore would be, hypothetically, right? I mean, Mitch Trubisky's been there a while now. Him and Browning are probably about the same level of quarterback, but not a knock, but Cooper Rush isn't Lamar Jackson, and he's probably not even what Mitch Trubisky or Jake Browning are,
No. And at least Cincinnati is 2-0.
Yeah.
Say it, not to keep predicting injuries here, but say the Chiefs did go to fall 0-3 and they lost Mahomes this week.
Yeah.
Then that's just really not good.
Yeah, we were going to talk about that after the injuries here as well. So let's kind of get through the rest.
So the record does matter when the injury does.
Right? Yeah, for sure. Yeah. We obviously mentioned Jayden Daniels here. He's not officially ruled out yet. He hasn't practiced the past couple of days. I'm guessing he's not going to. As a Commanders fan, I'm expecting him for sure to be out this week.
And who's the backup?
Marcus Mariota. So again, Mariota won a game last year they had to go in to play for. Could be worse scenarios, right, for Washington. Probably helps. Again, you want to talk about matchups. Probably helps going into a matchup against the Raiders where it's like, even with Mariota, you probably should win anyway.
Yeah.
We'll get to that probably more in our picks scenario.
But it's the
because it's funny too, right? Because you know who Cincinnati's playing this weekend? Minnesota. Who they're going with Carson Wentz as their backup again. Probably could be worse scenarios if you're a team. Now, Carson Wentz isn't an awful backup to have in this scenario.
But Raiders Washington is the Paul John Russo game.
Yep, the battle of Russos. So it'll be interesting there. Yeah. Khalil Mack sounds like he's just going to be out a couple weeks for the Chargers, and a pretty good Chargers defense, missing one of their stallers. But I know they talked about it a little bit on the broadcast, but look, it's interesting we're talking about it this way too. But now the Chargers plug in Bud Dupree more or less full time in that spot. Again, weirdly, could be worse things you could be. You know what I mean? It's kind of crazy how some of these in these cases with these injuries, how this year it seems like, okay, you can kind of live a couple weeks if you had to. You know what I mean? Obviously, the Cincinnati one, we kind of not to beat the thing in with it, but 3 months is going to be a bit of a tougher sled than a couple weeks than the cases of a couple of these guys. So
yeah.
Be interesting to see. Let's talk about a few of the team-wide headlines here. Chiefs 0-2, first time since 2014.
Colts 2-0.
Well, let's start with the Chiefs one, obviously, because at the end of the day, we all still kind of had them predicted at least
making the play.
Be in the playoffs. You know what I mean? It's interesting. It seems as though, and it's interesting because I saw the report come out today about how it's the locker room wishes they had more wide receivers. So I'm like, are the cracks in the foundation a bit more than we kind of think? And maybe appears to be that case a little bit here. Look, I don't know. For as close as that game ended up being, it sure felt like Philly was just kind of in control.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. And
I don't think the Chiefs have been in control all season.
Yeah, I think it was Ryan Russillo. I was listening to his podcast yesterday, and he brought up a good point. I don't fully buy in necessarily the 0-2 thing, only because there's always different kind of factors that could play into it, right? And
yeah,
for all we know, Chiefs could just rattle off 15 straight wins, and the last thing we're kind of really talking about in this hypothetical is them losing their first two. You know what I mean? But, yeah, it's very apparent to me that the Chargers, at minimum, are on the same plane as they are last year of being just a very good team, at minimum. So there's going to be issues there. Funny you mentioned the Colts because the Broncos, look, say what you want about it at the end of the day, but they lose in a very tough fashion. And the Chargers, not to go back to them fully here, but you have to because they just, frankly, at the end of the day, just rolled on the Raiders.
But was it a penalty at the end?
Talking about the Broncos Colts. Is this another one of those cases where it's like letter of the law, but it doesn't feel like, you know what I mean? I don't know. See, this is the thing, and I don't know if we want to do the full-fledged officiating thing either, but like the one tush push with Kansas City, against Kansas City that Philly did, I'm like, A lot of people on Philly were moving before that thing snapped, huh? Nobody picked up on it.
Yeah, I know.
So
how long have we been doing this?
Yeah, I don't know, man. There was a similar issue in a college game this weekend where leverage was kind of in play too, where I was just like, sure, letter of the law, but like, damn, if you're calling it in that spot, okay, at least you're calling it, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I don't view it as a big enough deal because I just aren't high really on the Colts. I still expect the Broncos to have a down year because of the sophomore slump with Bo Nix and stuff like that. I don't know.
It's kind of like end of a basketball game. Do you call a foul there on the last possession?
Yeah.
And I'm against not calling a foul.
Kind of in the ticky-tack fashion, yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, because that leverage call determined the outcome of the game.
Yeah.
That was the difference. But the Colts are 2-0. And you got teams like the Chiefs now 0-2.
Yeah.
And did you see Don LaGreca yesterday?
No.
Losing it, because he's a Giants fan.
Well, I didn't know how we wanted to approach that game because I guess it kind of caught me off guard that was Russell Wilson's best offensive game ever.
Ever.
Like, career high in pass yards.
Really?
I think he tied career high in touchdowns.
We had like 430, 450.
450. I figured he had to have had one there before, but apparently not.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
They were always, Marshawn got his yards. So
yeah. But still, though, even without him, like, you think...
And Wilson could move back then.
Right, yeah. Like, I think, to me, I just viewed it from the angle of, like...
450 is no joke.
It's not like those receivers in Seattle were bums by any means. You know what I mean?
What's he off by a couple yards? How many 430 games do you have?
I mean, sure.
Yeah.
But still, though, I think in my brain, I just expect him to have,
Yeah, so, it's probably, But, But going back to Don LaGreca, who's, big fan of the podcast.
Go Hodges!
But he was losing it, like how the NFL is going to rig this game. They aren't going to want the Chiefs to be 0-3. He says, watch for some calls at the end of the game. You're like, that's an interesting call. Basically, yeah. That's how the NFL is going to rig this for the Chiefs to beat the Giants on Sunday Night Football at 5 o'clock, 5:20. The game's on at 5:20. For those who reside in Seattle.
For you.
The game will be on
for this weekend only.
The game will be on at 5 o'clock. Also, I don't know if I have mentioned on the podcast, I'm going to Seattle next week.
Well.
But it's gonna be buzzing on Sunday with the Seahawks, Saints, and then Mariners, Astros, Sunday Night Baseball that night. This week too. So that's gonna be pretty exciting. But I'll definitely have the Chiefs Giants game on.
Attaboy. I think the last really big thing I wanted to touch on in terms of like major headline stuff probably would have been, as the certified president of the Caleb Williams Haters Club chapter of New York. Are the Bears just a cursed franchise? Like, I don't fully know. Like, that was bad.
Well, you knew the Lions wanted to come out and play.
Yeah, but that's not really the point of this. I mean, you make it sound as if the Bears didn't want to go out and play.
Well, I'm nervous.
They benched Williams for for freaking Bajan, or however you pronounce it. Like,
I didn't know that.
yeah.
Well, it was at the end of the game, right?
Still though, if you're a young quarterback, you need all the reps you can get. That's my main thing.
I'm nervous for our guy Ryan Poles.
Yeah.
But they've said I've heard that they're kind of loyal to him. They're going to give him time.
I mean, the tough part with this in this case, right, is he has put all the weapons around Caleb Williams at this point. He has gone out and he has improved a lot of areas of that team. I think the focal point now is just, I don't know if, and I know it's tough. We were talking about a guy with 18 career games or whatever the hell it is, or 19 career games.
Yeah.
I just, and again, maybe I'm predisposed because I've never been high on Caleb Williams. I just don't think he's got it.
It doesn't help their division.
You know what I mean?
Their division's tough right now. It's not a good time, to build up because of their tough division. And I don't know. It's just they don't have the greatest running game in the world. I mean, DeAndre Swift's all right.
I don't maybe necessarily disagree, but Swift's there. Whichever Johnson it is. I'm blanking on it. But, yeah, I mean, I think I just more view it from the angle of, like, they've put weapons around him, and he still is. Now, mind you, probably a hair of this, right? Gave up 52 points. Not all of those are via an offense.
Yeah, what happened to their defense?
Yeah.
That was pretty pitiful.
I think I just view it, though, from, like, if – I don't know, man. For a team that was allegedly supposed to take the step with Ben Johnson, they certainly have not appeared to do so through 2 weeks.
Yeah, but it's 2 weeks.
Right.
Let's give it time.
And that's a little bit of this too, right? Is how much of this is 2 weeks in and 19 games with this quarterback.
And obviously we're the media.
Right.
And, the media got to talk about something after week 2.
Yeah.
And this is just what we're talking about.
But I think a lot of it too, right, is just the element of like some of the stuff that was talked about in the offseason involving them and I don't think it helped Caleb's case how good Jayden was last year, how good Bo Nix was last year.
Mm-hmm. Drake May.
Drake May to a degree for sure. Look, we talk about this a ton on the baseball side, right? Where it's like you don't know how these prospects are going to end up, And mind you, it's a totally different system. But like, we talk about how like, the Yankees will not trade Spencer Jones. I'm like, well, how do you not? Who knows what actually might happen? You can draft a guy number 1 overall, and might be done in 3 years.
I'll give you one more. Guy could be successful in the league and then fall off, like an Adley Rutschman.
Yeah.
You just don't know if they're ever going to fully make it.
And then there's guys who, frankly, football's a good example, right? Like, not to be whatever about this, because I know people hate it, and I will hate it myself for saying it, but like, got a guy like Tom Brady who goes 199 overall out of 254, and he's at least probably the best of our generation.
Yep.
You don't know. You don't know.
He was the best for our generation, but besides 2 games. But yeah,
you know what I mean. But like you just don't know how this is going to play out at the end of the day.
Yep.
So
you just don't know. Yeah. You're right.
All right. I got really nothing fully else. Outside of those stuff, it was a kind of, I don't want to say quiet week. I mean, yeah, there's probably more stuff we can nitpick, but some of the stuff, it's like the Miami thing, we could rehash and just talk about
2025.
Talk about the same things we talked about week 1 with Miami for
September 17, 2025. What are your thoughts on doubleheader Monday nights?
If you're going to do it, I'd rather it be like the way it was where it's one on the East Coast, one on the West Coast, as opposed to whatever it is.
7 and 8.
Whatever it is in 3 weeks where it's like the Bills play at 7 and the other one play. It's just.
I don't like that at all. This isn't Sunday at 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
This is Monday Night Football.
Right. I think that's an element of they're trying to get, again, cute with ratings and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't like how, if I were ESPN, I can't believe I'm defending ESPN in this space, but like if I'm ESPN, I would be kind of pissed off, even though it was probably my idea, that I have to compete against myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I personally say just go one Monday night game and keep it that way.
Yeah.
But if you're going to do it the 7 and 10.
100%. Yeah, I guess we can probably just get into our picks at this point. I don't
Picks.
Like I said, I don't think there's a ton else to really talk on. We were both 11-5 last week. Couple of our variant spots was really the only place that we had any bigger issues, like New Orleans for me and San Fran for you in that sense. But Nick still the 3-game lead, 23-9. I got to 20 wins and 20-12.
But you're the defending champ.
So that's true. Thursday night this week, Miami at Buffalo. The Bills are 11.5-point favorites.
Oh, that guy's still coaching the team?
For now.
I think I made my answer clear.
Okay.
Bills.
Yeah.
Bills.
I guess Buffalo could give McDaniel the tarmac special potentially here. I think it could happen. That's more of a discussion we're talking about in a few minutes with
Has
college.
he ever beaten the Bills, McDaniel?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't. Definitely.
I know at the very least Miami hasn't won in Buffalo since like Josh's rookie year or something like that. So, all right, Sunday 1 p.m. The Raiders at the Commanders. The Commanders are 3.5-point favorites right now. I'm gonna go with Washington. I think I'd probably still take Washington with Mariota under center for sure. Still probably is going to be a pretty interesting game, no matter what, if Mariota's under center. So,
Washington.
I like that. Attaboy.
I did think about it though.
Yeah, it's a tough one because it's just like you don't know. I mean, that was kind of like me with New Orleans last week, where I was kind of more or less going for. By the way, I know we talked crap about him, but like, man, dude, Spencer Rattler's just out here trying to play ball. That poor kid.
Well, I see his first career win at my first NFL game.
Yeah, maybe.
His only one.
Be interesting. Atlanta at Carolina. The Panthers are 5.5-point underdogs at home.
Atlanta, Carolina. I like Atlanta. Carolina's been kind of disappointing the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, I do too. Don't know what's going on there. I was pretty high in the Panthers going into the year, and I don't.
But 2 weeks, just 2 weeks.
Yeah, but still though, there's something. I don't know.
Something about that owner.
Yeah, well, that's beside the point. Green Bay at Cleveland. Cleveland getting 8.5 at home.
Green Bay.
Yeah, I'm going Green Bay too. This would be a pretty surprising one if Green Bay were to lose. I'm going to be totally honest at this point. Either way, Pittsburgh at New England. The Patriots are 1.5 underdog at home.
I'm going with New England home.
Damn it. We haven't swayed away from each other yet here.
Well, you never pick Pittsburgh.
That's fair. I don't know. New England, I don't know. Well, my main issue with Pittsburgh right now is not so much offense, it's defense. For as much hype as that defense got going into the year,
My main issue with Pittsburgh is the coleslaw on its burger.
oh, no. A nice
On its pierogi.
a nice permani sandwich. Oh,
Yeah, sandwiches.
No.
That's the problem with Pittsburgh.
Well, either way. All right, the Rams at the Eagles. The Eagles are 3.5-point favorites at home.
Rams.
I guess we're having our first disagreement. I just can't go against the Eagles right now. You know what I mean?
You catch me on my Cowboy Eagles picks. That's how you catch me.
I know. You catch me where I'm trying to be cute. Maybe here. I don't know. Indianapolis at Tennessee. Tennessee 4.5-point underdogs at home.
Where's the game?
It's at Tennessee.
I think the Colts come down to earth. Tennessee gets the dub.
Well, I'm going Indy here. I'm not thrilled about it.
You can have it.
I'll let
you.
I don't know, man. I think Tennessee's in a spot where I need to see them win first before I can get on board.
But it's Nashville.
Yeah. But it's the Titans.
Yeah, that's true. It's a hockey city.
Well, it's a baseball city.
It should be.
That's what the MLB wants you to think.
I can't believe there's not been an MLB team in Nashville.
Yeah. Well, maybe soon. Anyway, the Jets at the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers 6.5-point favorites. That's true. We didn't talk about Justin Fields going out. He's out for sure for a few weeks.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about real quarterbacks.
Don't be mean to Justin.
Bucks.
Yeah, Tampa Bay.
Go Bucks.
Cincinnati at Minnesota. The battle of the backups here. The Vikings are 3-point favorites right now at home.
Going Vikings.
I'm going to go Cincinnati.
Why?
I
Paul?
like the continuity that Browning has with Higgins, with Brown, well, potentially with Brown, but with Chase and Chase Brown. Boy, that's really a. I think I just fully realized why I stumbled upon that just now. Yeah, I think I just kind of like the continuity element of that a little bit better. Maybe Wentz has probably the wide receiving core on both sides equals itself out. So I think for me, I'm just doing it from the continuity standpoint.
What if the Vikings called you and said, "We want you to blow the horn at the beginning of the game"? Would you change your pick?
Yes, absolutely. I will sell out. 100%. Would you?
Oh, I've already picked them. I would love to blow that horn.
Oh, that's true. You did take. I inadvertently wrote down Cincinnati for you.
Yeah, it's my why.
That would have been awkward. Don't mind me. Houston at Jacksonville. Jacksonville, interesting here. They are the favorites, 1.5.
Duval's not going to get it done. I'm going Houston.
Yeah, I'm going Houston too. Maybe next week we can have a Trevor Lawrence, or not 2 weeks. We can have a Trevor Lawrence discussion.
Jacksonville, what are they? They're 1-1, right? They did.
Yeah.
They blew it. They blew it against Bengals.
Maybe we can already just flat out say now, nothing wrong with being an average NFL quarterback. I think Trevor Lawrence is just an average NFL quarterback.
Crazy, right?
Yeah. So, hey, we get to the late window now. Nick, I hope you're happy though. At the very least, it's a normal late window this week. 4 games.
Nice.
So
Better than 2.
true. 4:05 Eastern.
Yep.
New Orleans at Seattle. Seattle is a 7.5-point favorite at home.
4:05 Eastern. Good point. Seattle, come on. I'm
Yeah, I
not
gotta
picking
go.
New Orleans.
I gotta go Seattle, although I hope it's not the case, especially for like Matt in this situation, who is a Seahawk fan. Your guys' first trip out there, my God.
Well, we got great teams. Saints, then 2 Rockies games. Good chance Seattle could go 3-0.
At least the Rockies have like some marginal talent.
Yeah, Saints, Rattler, 0-8.
Poor guy. The last in the 4:05 window of the late window, Denver at the Chargers. Chargers are 2.5-point favorites.
Denver. I'm going Denver. Why, you ask?
Go ahead, give it.
I'm just not buying the Chargers. I'm not buying them yet.
Well, I'm not buying Denver yet. That's why I'm going the Chargers.
I think Denver's got a better coach. Hot take.
I don't think you're wrong, but I don't think it's by much. I don't know. I'm not a very big Sean Payton guy. We've been over that.
That's true.
We've been over that. 4:25 Eastern time. Arizona at San Fran. San Fran, 1.5 favorites.
Is Kyler playing or is he playing on a video game?
Right, fair.
But I'm going to go Kyler. Mac Jones.
You want to know what?
I'm going Arizona.
I'm going Arizona too. I don't think it's so much a Mac Jones issue for me. It's just I don't know if the things around him can do it again.
It's true.
You know what I mean? Dallas at Chicago. Another interesting line here, Nick. The Bears are a 1.5 favorite against the Cowboys. Now I know for you won't do it. I'm going Dallas here, though. I think it's crazy that they're an underdog in this game. To me, anyway. I think it's crazy.
It's at Dallas?
It's at Chicago.
Oh, it doesn't matter if it's at Dallas. But I'm going. I almost just said it, but I am going Bears.
Yeah, I mean,
I almost
I know you
thought
won't.
about
I
it.
know you wouldn't, but
I'm going Bears.
I mean, it is kind of crazy that they are favored in this game. To me, anyway.
I feel dirty picking the Bears.
I love how even you're just like, I'm accepting this loss. Sunday night this week, the aforementioned Chiefs-Giants game. The Giants are 5.5-point favorite, or underdogs rather, at home.
At 8:20 Eastern.
My bad.
Taking the Giants. The Giants are going to win this game. They're going
The
to
funny thing here is,
send the Chiefs to 0-3.
the funny thing here is, as I'm taking the Chiefs in this game, where our brains are saying like, one team will leave here with a win finally. Wouldn't it be funny if they tied?
That's very well. The Giants almost tied last week,
Right. Like, it'd be.
especially with the 10-minute overtimes. Ties are common now.
Yeah. By the way, we didn't discuss it, but Brandon Aubrey, I mean,
Great kicker.
I think he's the best we've seen.
My guy, Kaimi Fairbairn, still a go.
Whatever. Monday night, Detroit at Baltimore. Baltimore 5.5-point favorites at home. I want you to go first here.
I gotta remember bet this because Washington's mobile sports betting is not a thing in the state of Washington.
Yeah, that is true.
I'm gonna go Detroit.
I'm going Detroit too. I am out on primetime Baltimore.
That's
Big
true.
show Baltimore.
I was just going. I think Detroit.
I am refusing to do so. I am out officially there. So.
Oh, let's see the graphic.
Well, no, I want to do headlines first for college.
Headlines.
Nick, Notre Dame's 0-2. What the hell? They aren't now. To be fair, they aren't the only ones 0-2. Clemson
Should be
has fallen to 0-3, or 1 sorry, apologies.
1 and 2.
1 and 2.
Who they beat?
Might as well feel freaking 1 and whatever. Yeah, two teams that had pretty big playoff aspirations.
What did Notre Dame drop to?
24th. They're still ranked. I think it's more of a buy now scenario because, I mean, their schedule the rest of the way is pretty favorable as we went over. But, yeah, I can't imagine, though, as a fan, this feels great. I think this for sure. I think Notre Dame's playoff hopes are in a better spot than Clemson's right now, still, to be fair. But it definitely puts you behind the 8 ball of what you were hoping to be the outcome for this season.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Well, the thing, you agree with that because of the schedule.
Yeah.
Clemson, I just don't see them running.
It's uphill now for them.
I don't see them running the tables.
Well, and the tough part for Clemson, too, is this is where maybe being an independent pays off to a degree, right? Is Clemson, probably now needs to either, I mean, I guess you could maybe lose one other conference game, but like Georgia Tech has a tiebreaker on you, so, and a lot of people have Georgia Tech as being the SMU this year.
Yeah.
In the ACC, so I don't know, and obviously Miami to me, the way it seems right now, at worst, is just ACC title attendee. You know what I mean? Whether or not Florida State actually is going to be for real remains to be seen. Whether or not once they get fully into conference play, whether SMU can kind of replicate what they did last year, maybe remains to be seen to a degree. I don't know. But, yeah, Clemson's, if Notre Dame's behind the 8 ball, even with an independent schedule where they don't have to worry about maybe that final game actually having to be the reason, man, Clemson's behind probably like friggin' 4 of them, it feels like.
Yeah, Clemson's done. They weren't even really good last year. They got some breaks, got hot at the end, got in, and got the 12th seed. Notre Dame, you get numb because they lose so many heartbreaking games like that. That loss on Saturday was so heartbreaking, going to the backup quarterback, fumbling the hold on the extra point, to some interesting penalties called and not called on the final drive, and they get it all the way to 4th and goal after it was 3rd and 16 or something like that when they had that dumb holding penalty. Yeah, 4th goal last play. Just heartbreaking. Just a heartbreaking loss. They lose so many heartbreak, especially at home. My grandpa used to say all the time, they always lose tough games at home.
It's true. Marshall, Northern Illinois.
A lot of terrible nights that Notre Dame fans have left that stadium with a terrible face on their face or whatever.
I mean, selfishly, let's look at the positives. Maybe our hypothetical trip is now cheaper.
Yes.
Hypothetically.
Yeah, there are some positives. Because Syracuse is going to knock out Clemson this week, and then they're going to knock out Notre Dame. They're going to be elimination team of both of them. They're going to hand them their 3rd losses. Both teams.
Oh, man. Yeah. Possible, but not holding my breath.
It's heartbreaking, but, it's Miami and Texas A&M. Those were the 2 tough games, and they were to start the season. there's a, not going to say good chance, but there's a chance that they could run the tables and go 10-2. And we'll see if that gets them in.
Yeah.
People are going to be questioning, well, they shouldn't be in there. They didn't beat anybody good. Yeah, there's going to be those people. There's always going to be those people.
Yeah. And I think for me, the tough part with Notre Dame, right, for them on their end of it, because it's different, like we've mentioned, not having the conference. Really, I think what's hurt them is the other teams, what I call around them, right? Like, yeah, we had A&M circled as a potential team. I don't think we expected A&M to look as good as they have so far. You know, you want to do, I know it's going to sound very SEC heavy to a degree here, but like, you know, I don't know if I fully expected Ole Miss to be on the fringe of the top 10 right now. Stuff like that, where some of these fringier teams that I didn't expect Notre Dame to have to worry about from all those at-large bids potentially they're making their cases.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Oklahoma going out and beating Michigan probably didn't do any favors for Notre Dame in the long run either.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So, yeah, but like at the end of the day, if they go out there and they win the rest, they go 10-2, and those other fringe teams start faltering a little bit, stuff like that. I think they're like we've been saying, they're just in a much better spot than Clemson would be at that point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's just, I just don't see Clemson running the tables.
No, I mean I think it's tough to now at this point. I went into the season on paper that's the most talent they've had since before COVID, and Cade Klubnik has looked like Cade Klubnik from the start of last year, right? It looks like maybe he's just not a good quarterback to start the year. You know what I mean? Some guys take a little bit. I don't know. You know, Dabo to me, I don't know if he's lost a step necessarily here, but like,
What was it yesterday? He made that press.
yeah, it's just
statement
it's just, you know, I just feel like he's worried about the Tylers from Spartanburgs too much. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Clemson's become a very tough read to kind of like get right now, and it doesn't make any sense like at all to me. But who knows?
But Notre Dame, you know, they lose 2 tough games in a row.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a good chance they could be 2-0 right now.
Yeah.
But here they are, about a win.
I know you don't care necessarily as much as I do in this sense. We do have a couple of our first coaching firings of the year that did happen. Foster out at UCLA, Pry at VTech. The Foster one, I feel bad for him. It's crazy I'm saying this about the brand that UCLA is, even in the football side of things. Boy, that is a bottom barrel Big Ten football program that I don't think is going north anytime soon in terms of getting up in the standings.
The VTech coach got fired.
Yeah. We'll get to him in a second. And I just don't know who UCLA is going to expect to come in there and turn it around. Yeah. This was a move to the Big Ten that was supposed to benefit them for football, and it just not at all. It's just one of those things where I don't think firing him right now would have done any favors. I think, yeah, if you got to the end of the year, yeah, whatever. I'm not going to sit here and do whatever. I think that's kind of what Florida's doing right now with Napier, where it's just like if you fire him now with the schedule they have, you're not setting yourself up for success next year at all in terms of trying to retain players and stuff like that. Yeah. You know.
So VTech fired their coach.
Yeah, but Brent Pry from Virginia Tech, that one didn't surprise me. It's interesting kind of seeing the way that program was under Frank Beamer for us growing up to where it is now. Look, I'm of the opinion Shane Beamer should not go take that job. Frank's son, he's got a good gig at South Carolina. Don't ruin it.
Yeah.
You know, obviously things could change, but I wouldn't go there. There's a lot of pressure in that state. And it's not like Blacksburg, Virginia is exactly a sprawling metropolis in this sense. Believe me, I've driven by it, you know, I don't know how many times. But, like, Virginia Tech is a national, you know, it may not be a blue, caliber program in the sense of, like, Alabama, Texas, whatever. But, like, Virginia Tech is a nationally recognized brand for football. Let's not get it twisted, right? I just don't think if you're him, you'd want that. I think that's someone he doesn't even necessarily want either. Now, things could be different. Say South Carolina, I know they lost to Vanderbilt this past weekend, but appears to be a pretty damn good Vanderbilt team.
Yeah.
say for whatever reason they end up at 7-5 or something like that. Does he get out of Columbia before the getting's good? Maybe, but
Is it normal to see coaches fired this early?
I say yes and no only because
Like, why do you bring them back?
I say yes and no only because of the way college stuff is now. I think it's just the fact that it was two names from two Power 4 schools who have national branding. I think is what makes it maybe a hair more shocking, but like, I don't know. I just, and it's not a knock on Old Dominion, but like for Virginia Tech, you can't lose that game to Old Dominion, right? And now, frankly, you go into their FCS bye game for this weekend against Wofford.
What's a Wofford?
Thank you. That's a very inside joke, by the way. But like, and look, again, they probably shouldn't lose that game. They probably won't. But like, now you go into that game for sure, where it's just like, Tech could lose against Wofford.
Question.
Like that team looked like it quit on Pry. If I'm being totally honest, it looked like they quit on Pry against Old Dominion.
I can see it.
Yeah.
Question. Does Akron and Kent State still have their head coaches?
Yes. Well,
Why?
Akron hired a new one this year, as did Kent. And Kent's was only hired because their old one got fired for like essentially money laundering. So
Yeah, those programs need to get going.
they both have a win though, don't they? So I mean,
I don't know.
I think everybody is scored now, by the way, in college.
Good.
Good.
That's what I was hoping for.
Going back to that really quick.
That's a goal for the season. We scored once.
Yeah. So, hey, speaking of scoring, I think we can jump in here officially. Last week,
Oh, no.
Nick with a disaster week. Me, on the other hand, we are right back in it. We are knotted up at 11-9 each now after a 4-1 week by yours truly and a 1-4 week by Nick. We both got the Clemson game wrong, obviously, or else we wouldn't be talking about it. But for Nick, you were just on the opposite end of all those games. I will say this, though.
South Florida one.
I'll say this, though. You're one college kicker away from that Tennessee one actually being right.
Yeah. And the backyard brawl, you don't know what's going to happen in the backyard.
They went to overtime. That game went to overtime. So
Pitt was winning.
Yeah.
Well, West Virginia was winning, then Pitt took the lead, and then West Virginia came back.
Yeah, but I don't understand that one, the South Florida one still for you. I did bet South Florida to getting the points in real life, but even then that was a loss. So
Well, at least nobody picked Wisconsin.
yeah. Here I didn't. I really wish I had more than 21.5 points to cover in real life, but hey,
we got a ball game.
part of it. All right, 5 games this week. Like I said, this week is a bit of the appetizer to next week in terms of like
Next week's
a lot of good games.
Great week
a lot
of
good
sports.
stuff. Yeah. We'll begin with the first game, a noon kickoff on Saturday, Eastern time. For you, you'll probably be at 11 a.m. I'm assuming.
Saturday.
It depends when your connecting flight is, so I don't know. But
Saturday, we're going to get there around like 11 Seattle time, so like 2 o'clock, so I'll miss a little bit.
yeah, but I'm talking Chicago-wise.
Oh, Chicago.
Yeah. Either way.
I'll only be in Chicago for an hour.
Shut up. It's not the point. Anyway, number 17, Texas Tech. At number 16, Utah. Utah is 2.5-point favorites, Nick.
Going Utes.
Utah as well.
What is a Ute?
It's a Native American tribe.
Oh. Nice.
Part of me was thinking Texas Tech, but man, dude, their offense did not give me reason to take them last week. So I'm going to go Utah here. Our next 3 games here are all in the 3:30 p.m. slot on Saturday. Number 22, Auburn. At number 11, Oklahoma. Oklahoma is a 6.5-point favorite at home. I'm going to go Oklahoma here. Boomer, Sooner.
Not so fast.
Oh!
I think it's going to be Auburn's day.
All right.
Auburn's got Prison City Brewery. They got Falcon Park. They got
A Wendy's.
a prison.
An Arby's.
Gotta go
A
Auburn.
Little Caesars.
They win districts in Little League all the time.
Wegmans.
Gotta go Auburn.
Okay. Number 21, Michigan at Nebraska. The Huskers are 2.5-point underdogs at home.
What's a Husker?
Corn Huskers.
Yeah, what is that?
Yeah, husk corn.
That's the mascot?
Wait, do you not actually know about, like, husking corn?
Yeah, it's like peeling corn, right?
Yeah. Do you not know, like...
Yeah, I understand what it is. It's just
There's a lot of corn in Nebraska.
That's the mascot object of peeling corn.
I don't want to be that guy, but, like, do we want to do the history lesson of how Notre Dame became the Fighting Irish?
I don't know my mascot history.
Exactly, clearly. Shut up and make a pick.
Definitely not going with the corn Oscars. Alabama.
Except they're playing Michigan. What in the hell?
I could have sworn you said Alabama.
No!
I'll go with Michigan.
Auburn's in Alabama. Christ, I'm taking Michigan too. Good grief, Nick.
Where's my photos? I need my photos up there.
Yeah, I didn't get to them this week.
It's all right. You're good.
Deal with it. An interesting game here. Tulane at number 13, Ole Miss. Ole Miss 11.5-point favorites at home.
Tulane, what's their mascot?
The Green Wave.
What is that?
It's a big-ass wave that's green.
Are you kidding me with these mascots?
You want to know what the Ole Miss mascot is?
The Rebels.
Yeah, do you know what a rebel is in this case?
I think.
The traitors of the Civil War.
Fine, I'll go with the wave. Give me Tulane.
Wait, you're actually going Tulane?
Yeah, going on mascots here this week.
Damn it!
Tulane.
I thought I was being cute. I'm taking Tulane.
Gotta.
I'm taking the upset in Oxford.
Give me Tulane.
Yeah. Yeah. Finally, 7:30 p.m. Saturday. Part of Big 12 Saturday Night. Even though it's not actually the lyrics, but that's the way I sing them.
All right.
Number 9, Illinois at number 19, Indiana. The border war. Indiana, 5.5-point favorites at home.
Illinois. The Illini.
You know, to quote what you did, but I'm actually, even though you took the quote from the guy who actually coached here, not so fast, my friend. I'm taking the Hoosiers.
Yeah.
I can't trust Illinois.
Hoosiers
Why you can't trust Illinois?
Hoosiers your favorite movie?
No, absolutely not. My hot take. Okay, we made our pick, so I can do this now. I don't really care. My hot take: Hoosiers is overrated.
Never seen it. That's my hot take.
You can. It's Hoosiers. A lot of white people in Hoosiers.
Yeah, I've never seen the movie, but I've heard of it.
Look, I'm sorry. It's just meh. You know, meh.
This is a sports movie, right?
Yeah.
I thought so.
Yeah. Do you know what it's about?
Football team?
No.
Basketball team? Basketball team. Indiana. Duh. Yeah, basketball.
Well, Indiana footballs. But yeah.
What happens in it?
Just,
I'm more of a Rebound fan.
Underdog team wins, blah,
I think
blah.
Rebound's the greatest basketball movie of all time.
No.
I mean, what Martin Lawrence did with that team, man.
It's either White Men Can't Jump or Coach Carter.
Obviously, I'm kidding. Rebound's
For you, I don't know with you.
Rebound's
You put freaking John Krasinski as your best actor of all time one time.
Yeah, and he's good, man. Out of those two movies, I've seen Coach Carter, so I like Coach Carter. I've never seen White Men Can Jump.
I just realized I'm a bit ashy on my legs. Sorry.
You're good, man. Bring it home.
Yeah. Yes, you'll be in Seattle. Congratulations, by the way, Cal Raleigh. New record holder for most home runs hit by a switch hitter in a season.
And he tied Griffey as well.
Yeah,
So the Mariner record.
So
See some history.
it'd be nice, hypothetically, if we went on a nice 4-day cold streak for you.
Yes.
5-day cold streak for you.
Or get hot. Keep getting hot, and then we see some other record get broken.
Cal Raleigh hits 20 homers in a week.
Beats Bonds'
That'd
record.
be crazy. Could you imagine? That'd be a home run like every at bat.
Be insane.
I mean,
How do you not give him the MVP after that?
I don't know. Could give it to his butt.
Or his toilet?
That.
I'm sure he's got a couple toilets, right?
Okay, I'm gonna move on from that one though. At that point, yeah, have fun in Seattle.
Thanks.
So next week, Nick, he won't be here. Don't know the situation yet fully of how it's gonna look. I'm gonna do my best to keep it same time as usual next week. It might be me just riffing for like half an hour, and we kind of keep it going at that point. Might try and get somebody in here. Just Wednesday afternoons are obviously tough to get people in, but at very least, we'll have our picks out. Nick will send them over to me. We'll kind of go. I'm sure Nick might give me a preemptive why, and it'd be very funny if me and him picked the same team on that game, and then I have to do a why to his.
I'll give you 3 options of whys.
It'd be very funny though. If
Well, all I gotta do is pick the Steelers, and there it is.
Who do they play next week? Do we know? It'd be very funny if it was just something like they're playing like New Orleans or something like that, like where I'm just not taking New Orleans.
Vikings, Dublin game.
Nah, that one's a tough one. If McCarthy's for sure out, that might be a Pittsburgh pick then for me. A rarity. Then you can't pick why there. You're in trouble.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Who are you shouting out today, Nick?
I'm gonna shout out my man Khalil Stokes.
Happy birthday.
It's his birthday tomorrow.
Hey.
And he's in our fantasy hockey league and my fantasy college football league. And he was the top scorer in week 2. So shout out Khalil. Keep up the good work.
Shout out to Khalil.
And happy birthday tomorrow.
Happy 29th birthday.
29.
It's actually got to be probably close to being 29 for him, right?
Well, he's the same grade as me. So.
Right, so that's what I'm saying. At least with him, it's actually like a close resemblance of 29.
Yeah.
You know.
It's always 29.
I digress.
It's always 29,
always 29
in here.
Yeah. I digress. Nick, even though I'll see you, have fun. Enjoy Seattle, the Pacific Northwest. Stay dry.
Thank you.
For everybody else, we'll talk again next week. Appreciate everybody for listening and tuning in. Until next week, enjoy the football games. We'll talk with everybody later.